Eurogroup officials are hopeful to achieve a breakthrough in Thursday's talks over Greece's debt crisis after the latest Brussels meeting failed.
I don't see it as a waste of time, because now we will have a meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock and hopefully a concrete proposal on the table by then.
Earlier, the Eurogroup chief said the negotiating sides are determined to reach a deal in Thursday's talks. This as rifts between Athens and its international creditors over suggested reform plans remain in place. The Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras is now holding a meeting with the European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker. Global stock markets fell on Wednesday as investors are losing hope that a deal will be reached soon. Debt-ridden Greece needs a deal to release a last batch of loans worth $7.2 billion to avoid a default at the end of June. To get the latest on that, we're now joined by Konstantin Venizelos, Press TV's correspondent, who's joining us live now from Athens. Now, Konstantin, I find it interesting that the latest pictures of the Greek Prime Minister make him look quite unhappy and almost angry. Is that reflective of essentially what the situation is like?
Well, yes, precisely. I think the entire delegation was, insulted by the IMF shifting the agreed coordinate points against everyone's expectations. Well, you know, these late-night talks continue, as you mentioned, and we have also reached the limits of our technocratic analysis. We have explained how Greece proposed tax hikes on consumption, wealthy businesses and individuals, and higher insurance contributions to pensions to meet the €8 billion revenue target that had been provisionally, albeit verbally, welcomed on Monday. The IMF now wants to see savings achieved through severe, explicit budget cuts to the tune of €11 billion. And this, of course, gobsmacked the Greek delegation entirely with this insulting digital red ink cross-out of the best part of Greece's 11-page Monday proposal. Having said all this, and bearing in mind the political sensitivity inherent in these demands by the IMF, we don't expect that the Greek delegation will dare sign on to anything before returning to Athens, Wakar, and consult with the rest of the party. We expect this to go over the Thursday-Friday two-day EU summit, and I think Syria will be taking this right up until the last minute, which is the June 30th deadline. So we don't expect a deal to be coming out of Brussels this week. We expect Tsipras, Varoufakis, and the rest of the team there to return to Athens and hold continuous cabinet meetings and be very, very careful as to what the next step of this government is. We don't expect Tsipras to revise any text in Athens. After all, there was no text. When the Eurozone ministers sat down on Wednesday evening to discuss Greece, there was no text. They had crossed most of it out, and there wasn't even a digital copy of it to discuss. Therefore, I don't think Tsipras will be proceeding into anything in Brussels, and I think we'll be hearing more about any new proposal towards the end of the week, perhaps Saturday or Sunday. These are the indications we're getting by officials here also, Wakar.
Okay, Konstantin, as always, thanks very much for keeping us up to date.